That's just a drop in the bucket, too. Here to weigh in, Vivek Ramaswamy, Ohio gubernatorial candidate. Vivek, is Elon right? Does the big, beautiful bill undermine what DOGE was all about?
Well, look, I think the DOGE cuts need to be made. But as you pointed out, Laura, that's $9 billion against the backdrop of a $36 trillion national debt on track to become $60 trillion in 10 years with a $2 trillion deficit each year. It's like picking a barnacle off the back of a whale. We got to deal with the actual issue at some point. We're going to have the courage to take on independence from the federal entitlement state. That's what we actually need to be talking about. And I personally believe that everything else ends up being a distraction from the real topic of dealing with this national debt issue. Ask the question of how we're going to start with a generation of Americans who hopefully becomes so wealthy that they don't need the federal entitlement state that Lyndon Johnson created. And at some point, we're going to have to muster the courage to take that on. Until we do that, I think everything else is mostly a distraction. And one of the things I'm looking to do in Ohio is to set up a model for how we wean ourselves off that entitlement state while creating wealth in the process.
Well, I mean, I'm always shocked when people are shocked that Washington never wants to cut spending. Like, people, have you not seen what they've done? And this is $3.9 trillion added to the federal deficit. And what I think some Republicans hope, wishful thinking perhaps, but maybe some of it's true, is they hope there's going to be so much investment that that's going to override this concern about the deficit. They're going to grow their way out of this deficit and interest rate debt bomb problem. But to me, that seems like very wishful thinking.
Well, financial markets certainly believe that because you see the 10-year Treasury rates continue to push upwards. We're paying more on interest payments right now than the entire U.S. military budget. Our defense budget is smaller than the interest payments on our national debt. So it's a time, Laura, I don't think it's too late. It's a time to wake up and ask the question of, at some point, a kid born in this country next year, when we celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence in 2026, that kid is going to grow up into a country where that debt is on their shoulders. And they're not going to have money for Social Security or Medicare because we'll have run out for that money by then. I think we need to ask the question of how do we create that generation that is so financially successful that they declare independence from the federal nanny state. That's the Declaration of Independence we really need. Next year is the 250th anniversary. No better time than now to create that modern Declaration of Independence, which is financial independence for Americans. And that's what I'm working on.
At some point, the piper has to be paid. Interest rate on the debt is going to be 15%. All right, Vivek, great to see you. Thank you so much. All right, coming up, air travel goes